A Norwegian, Brian? I am not sure, but maybe he's busy exploring the fjords or enjoying some delicious Norwegian fish. Shall I send him a message to check? A Norwegian, Brian? I am not sure, but maybe he's busy exploring the fjords or enjoying some delicious Norwegian fish. Shall I send him a message to check? A Norwegian, Brian? I am not sure, but maybe he's busy exploring the fjords.
Nice!
Wait, that's the wrong thing. Okay, hi guys. Welcome to Honey Badger Arcade. Gonna be doing some gaming in a second. You're a heretic. But I wanted to first of all give a shout out to my arcade machine crowd. What's up, y'all? How are you doing? And I wanted to like basically, I don't know why my Vivian's mouth isn't animating enough, but that's okay. Basically, we're going to be looking at some shenanigans that happen on social media that I just got a comment on. So a couple of news items, and then I think I'm going to play some Cyberpunk 2077 because I'm on this mission that I really want to stream because I think it's a very interesting topic. But a warning, first of all, my wife is currently working on baking her first loaf of bread, making some sourdough, and I'm supposed to do something at 1 o'clock with it, and I don't know what it is, and she hasn't reached out to me yet. So when she does, I'm gonna have to get up and step away really quick. I think I'm supposed to wrap it up in something and then put it away, but I'm not really sure. So I'm a bad husband. There you go, because I forgot what I was supposed to do. I know I was supposed to do something at 1, but I don't know what. so there's that. There was something else too I wanted to mention. If it comes back to me, I'll talk about it. But first, a little bit of news. So, I've been like all on the Barbie movie lately. I'm very critical of it. I think that people underestimate perhaps what the intention of this film is. And I said from the beginning, it was always anti-natalist, anti-male, anti-family, anti-children propaganda. And it is boxed in this pink packaging that makes it look like a charming comedy. Would you have Ryan Dawson on a Fireside Chat to discuss FCWs and feminism? Sure. Why is my chatbot going crazy? Hold on a second. Why is she being so repetitive? Let me just look here. Sorry. ChatGPT call. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, maybe it's the random thing that's wrong. Chat message. Whatever. I'll have to look into that later. Arcade machine is bugging out. Yeah, I see that. She's responding to things that she's being weird. But don't worry about it. Okay. Ryan Dawson has made films about the Clintons. Okay. Yeah, I totally would have him on, of course. Yeah, I'd be more than willing to do that. So yeah, we'll definitely do that. So anyway, so we got the Barbie movie. I already said, like I said, it is political. It was always supposed to be political, and it's a feminist film specifically, but more than that, you know. And people thought, no, it's just a silly comedy, right? Like there's nothing sketchy going on, nothing weird. So and I figured, well, if that's the case, then you know you won't have all of this shit surrounding it. The truth about the Barbie movie is, this is the thing that nobody wants to admit. Well, very few people want to admit. I'll put it that way. It exposes what women really think about men. That's why it's important. It exposes what women really think about men. So, what do I mean by that? Look at all the other feminist attempts for feminist films. Like, well, at least in recent memory, you know, they're all failures, right? Charlie's Angels, giant flop. The Marvels, a record flop. It's like the biggest flop in the MCU. She-Hulk, massive flop. You know, Ms. Marvel, massive flop. All of them were just enormous flops. And people think, oh, well, this is because, you know, of sexist men or something like that. But the truth is, women weren't watching it because they were not the target audience. So they didn't go see it, right? Even the Marvels, which made like record low box office numbers, because it is a comic book property, and the comic book sort of, I don't want to say genre, but the medium is attractive to men specifically, right? Especially superhero stuff. Because of that, even then, even with that movie being a flop, the overwhelming majority of people who went to see it were men, which means women are just not watching those movies. That's all it is, right? So then, why did the Barbie movie make $1 billion? Because the Barbie movie was aimed at women. And so it's not that women don't like the feminist messaging. They do. But they also need the product, the story to be aimed at them, and it picks at their insecurities and their concerns and their values, right? So Greta Gerwig's movie makes $1 billion at the box office. It kills, and people are they're ignoring it. Like I know I saw that, like, guys like Nerdrotic and these other, you know, geek space guys on the internet, they're not talking about the Barbie movie because they'll mention it and say, well, the Barbie movie made $1 billion, right? And in a way, they're thinking, oh, well, this means that, you know, women do like movies aimed at women, right? But they're not like really looking at what it says about women and what it says about what women think about men. So I think that this is the thing that they're missing. And this is why I'm trying to point this out, because I think this is, you know, kind of serious culturally speaking, right? So, this is why the movie made $1 billion, because it is what women really think about men. So the film does really well in the box office, and then we got Oscar season. So this is the thing I wanted to talk about. So Oscar season comes, and I noticed that people are all like laughing because I guess America Ferrera, who plays the mother in that movie, is nominated for Best Supporting Actress, and Ryan Gosling is nominated for Best Supporting Actor, but Margot Robbie was not nominated, and Greta Gerwig was not nominated for Director. So there's all this rage online about this. And I wanted to say a couple things. So first, we have something kind of funny. So Hillary Clinton, again, remember, this is supposedly not a political film, and yet Hillary Clinton, the queen of feminists, like basically the queen of the political feminist movement, like she's always been at the forefront, right? She makes a tweet. Of course, she gets a lot of hate because people just, because white feminism or whatever. And she says, Greta and Margot, while it can sting to win the box office but not take home the gold, your millions of fans love you. You're both so much more than Kenough. Hashtag Hillary Barbie. Now, people are making jokes, they're dunking on her, whatever. But the takeaway is this, though. This is a political movie. This is a very important thing to point out. And a lot of people on Twitter, angry feminist types, that are like Margot Robbie stans or Barbie stans or whatever, they're all like saying, oh, why wasn't Greta Gerwig nominated? Why didn't she win the Oscar? And basically their case is the fact that Margot Robbie and Greta Gerwig were not nominated is proof that we need more feminism, because they're saying you're missing the whole point of the movie. Again, this is why I said this movie is not secretly based. It is not secretly woke. It's not accidentally woke. It was intentionally made this way. And women's response to the fact that they were snubbed, or at least they see it as a snub at the Oscars, is proof of that. And then I want to say something about the Oscars in general and all award shows when it comes to any arts, because I am an artist and I have been to award shows and gallery presentations and stuff, and I've seen this for probably 30 years in various ways, one way or the other. I've obviously I never made it big, but I've seen plenty of art shows. And the truth about art awards is they're all phony. Like, they're all phony. I mean, you guys should know this, right? This should be obvious, right? So they're phony because you're in a club. You get in this club, and if you're in the right club, then you get the awards. You have to, and the only way to stay in the club is you have to essentially agree with the views and the message of the people that run the club. That's the way award shows work. This is why movies that are genuinely good never get nominated for anything outside of maybe special effects. There are some exceptions, right? But films generally that we consider classics, like I think, for example, I don't think it should get an Oscar per se, because I think Oscars are phony, but I think that like RoboCop is a perfect movie. I think that Predator is a perfect movie. I think that there are really good movies. Big Trouble in Little China, Raiders of the Lost Ark. Those won't win awards, partly because they don't deliver the appropriate message. Schindler's List wins awards. Green Mile wins awards, right? Movies about women, movies about racial tension, movies about social justice of whatever type. The Whale, which was about a gay man who was overweight. Those are the movies that win because they have the appropriate messaging. It has nothing to do with the quality of the film. It has nothing to do with how good the movie is. Okay? It's just about whether or not you are in the club. And if you're in the club, then you will get the award. So this is all phony, full stop. Now, having said that, that brings about the question in my theory, okay? Why then was Margot Robbie and Greta Gerwig not nominated? Well, I'll tell you why. I think it's because if there is better long-term benefits to snubbing them for feminism, and what I mean by that is feminism needs to constantly be and permanently and eternally be in the role of victim and underdog. If Greta Gerwig is not acknowledged, but Ryan Gosling is, even though nobody's performance was particularly noteworthy, then that means that they get to keep saying, oh, look, we need feminism because people are not getting it. You see what I mean? Like, if it was just like plain unpopular, like with general audiences, like the Marvels lost money, right? Because it was a feminist movie that nobody wanted to watch. It was, just women don't watch those kinds of movies to begin with. And a lot of men didn't tune in. So you couldn't make this about victimhood because men were the majority of people that watched anyway. But with a success that doesn't get an Oscar, they can literally say, okay, here's what we're going to do. We're not going to give you the Oscar because, like, who cares? Like, what does it even mean? It doesn't mean anything, right? So they're going to say, we're not going to give you the Oscar, and then you can use social media to promote feminism because that's the real goal. Barbie's goal is not to entertain. It was not to sell tickets. It was to push a message. And if the film alone doesn't push the message, then they'll do it with all of the sort of like social media stuff that comes before and after. I mean, they literally lied to the audience about what the movie was about to begin with. And then they get you to go see it. And then if you say, because you thought you were going to go see something like the Brady movie that was a parody, you're going to give them your money And then what are you going to do? Like, most people will just figure out, they'll rationalize, like, that they liked it. They'll be like, well, you know, it was okay. It was kind of fun, blah, blah, blah. Because they already gave the money up. It's sunken cost fallacy, right? So, I think that this is all on purpose. I think that they're being snubbed intentionally. And I want to know what you guys think, if you agree or disagree. But I do think that this just further proves, again, the Barbie movie is political, completely political. So, why isn't my speaker bot talking? What's going on with her? Oh, maybe I have it turned too low. Can you guys hear me? Or maybe it's, yeah, I don't know. Let me test it. I'm gonna test her really quick. See if she's talking, because I haven't heard her say anything in a bit. And I don't know if it's because you're not messaging her or whatever. But let's. Oh, that's weird. I don't see it. Whatever. I'll just do a test real quick.
This is a test message.
Okay, yeah, it's working. Okay. So those are my thoughts on that. Boda says they probably paid her to not complain. They gave Eminem an Oscar. For what? Azarian says, is that why Denzel got the Oscar for Training Day and not Malcolm X? I don't know. Well, there is that. Yeah. I mean, maybe it was because look, if the Oscars don't mean anything anyway, then, because they don't, like, but you get an Oscar if you just know the right people and you have the right politics, and that's it. It's like full stop. That's all it is. You know, let me ask you this. I'm curious. I don't know for sure, but did The Passion of the Christ win any Oscars? Because that's like a good test. You know, that's a good test, because The Passion of the Christ pissed off a lot of people in Hollywood. Like, Mel Gibson had to get that movie independently funded. It was basically an independent film, from what I know. I could be wrong though, so don't yell at me if I am. I just want to know what the facts are. I'm just trying to have a conversation. So, Boda says Eminem won an Oscar for 8 Mile. Oh, okay. Malcolm X should have got the Oscar for Training Day. Training Day is a good movie. I like Training Day. Good movie. The Training Day is like, it's a very masculine film. You know what else is really masculine? Same director too. Collateral. Collateral is a good movie. I think, you know, these are the, I mean, I know that they won't, you can hear me fine. I'm talking about the AI. Like, she's talking to you, but I don't hear her voice. She should be playing her voice. I don't know. I'm not going to sweat it. Anyway, so if you're new here, please subscribe. I'm going to do some gaming in a second, but I just wanted to go through a couple of things with regards to social media stuff. So, yeah, hit that thumbs up, and we'll go on. So that was Barbie and Hillary Clinton. Thought it was funny. All right. Then we have this, which is also hilarious. So I don't know if you guys know. Boda says, The Passion of the Christ won an Oscar. I don't know. I think it got snubbed. And it was like a huge movie. Huge movie when it came out. Okay. So, hi, Derek Workman. That was actually a good movie. I didn't see 8 Mile. I'm not interested in that shit. Welcome, the Fish Got Nukes, to the show. You have been awarded coins. And if you want to know how you can use your coins, you can look in the description, and all of the various like ways you can use your coins will be in the description of this video. So you can just click on that and then look at it. All right, so Chicago Mayor Brendan Johnson, he has been admitted to the hospital for panic attacks. He had to go. So Brendan Johnson, the mayor of Chicago that was elected because he was black, that's just, let's face facts. That's the only reason why he won. He has been admitted to the hospital for panic attacks because he virtue signaled about being a sanctuary city. And then Greg Abbott sent buses and buses of migrants to Chicago right before an extremely harsh winter, right? And now Chicago is fucked. Like the citizens are really angry. They're blaming Johnson, which they should. They should also blame Pritzker, the governor. Like, this is what you get. And what is Johnson doing? He went to the hospital because he had panic attacks. The weakness of these people. It's so. I think it's really funny. This guy is super useless. Did they work out the bugs in Cyberpunk yet? Well, actually, I'm gonna find out. I haven't played in a little while. Is he vaxxed? No, I don't. Probably. I mean, all I know is he was only elected because he was black. Nobody looked at his policies. Nobody asked him like what he was gonna do. He literally said what he was gonna do. He was a defund the police guy. He was gonna bring all of his friends in, and he was gonna let crime just run wild. And of course, still against guns, even though all the criminals have guns. So and then we got all the migrants, and the migrants are committing crimes, and the migrants are like staying in people's schools, and they're pissing everybody off. So he can't handle the stress. I don't know why you would agree to do this. I think he's a moron, and now the city is paying the price. And I don't take any pleasure in this. But nice. Thank you, the fish got nukes. That is nice. Yeah, I don't take any pleasure in this, but it is what it is. It is what it is. So that was the other thing. And then the last thing, I want to show off this oof that I did to someone. I don't know if it's going to show the whole thing, so now I'm a little bit concerned about that. Derek Workman says, I am leery of Cyberpunk 2077. I can't imagine it was so much background. It was as much background as Shadowrun. Oh, I like Cyberpunk. The reason why I like Cyberpunk is because it is kind of like unapologetically like science fiction-y. So it doesn't like play the middle ground game. I kind of prefer that personally, So all right, so anyway. So I got this thing. Let me show you more of it because it looks like it's cut off here. So I'm gonna try and show more, and then I'll have to scroll this myself. So on my Facebook page, I sometimes share I share my thoughts, right? And I found this quote. Now I didn't tell anyone it was a quote. I just shared the quote itself without any context. Because I thought that it was a common sense thing, okay? So I'll read it to you and then I'll tell you what happened next. So the quote is this. This was January 21st, so like 4 days ago. When you import people, you import cultures. Those cultures no longer give way to something has to unite these people if the country is not to degenerate into the kind of unending internal strife brought on by balkanization in many countries around the world, not just in the Balkans. Unity and patriotism are not luxuries. Survival is in an international jungle, depends on them. What are dangerous luxuries are the open borders which erode national solidarity. The fact that we are already at each other's throats over the immigration issue is an ominous sign. Now, I'm going to give you guys a few moments. Let me know if you think any in this is like unreasonable or demonic or evil or whatever in any way. I want to give you guys a little bit of time to decide is this a problematic post? And Norwegian says buffering. Your initials are BLM. Yes, they are. Thanks for asking, Eddie Murphy. Wow, she's pretty clever, but I don't know why her voice isn't working. Let me see. This is English Ivy. I'm gonna close and reopen the voice bot. Maybe it just bugged out a little bit, or speaker bot is what it's called. Borders exist for a reason. We need them. Should be obvious, right? But do you think it's racist to have borders? Fish Got Nuke says allowing masses of unfriendly fighting age men into the country is a super big problem for men. I don't expect women to understand. Yeah. Great Endorse says the people who came to America in the past from all over the world all shared one vision, the American dream. Zerang says, but her talking is overshadowing you reading the comment directed at you. Is she talking? Because I can't hear her audio. One thought or one bot. The post checks out for me. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna show you. Okay, so we got Albert Nada. He follows me on Facebook, and he said multiculturalism is dog shit, not dogma. Which I agree with. I don't know if dogma is the right way to put it, but then we got okay. So then we got this other guy. I'm not gonna name names. That's why I wiped out the names because I don't want to like dox anybody or give them out. Oh, she is responding, but yeah, I see her in the chat, but her voice isn't working. It's okay. So this guy says, isn't America a blending of multiple cultures? Can you name something in the culture that is distinctly American that is not a result of, say, African slaves or natives or immigrants? So of course he claimed, by the way, this fucking guy claims to be a conservative, which, you know, he says that to me because he thinks he's gaining favor with me. I don't give a shit what you call yourself. I care about what your principles and values are. But he claims to be that, right? And when I say multiculturalism bad, well, at least it has, like, you know, without patriotism, without, like, say, you know, some kind of, like, unifying, like, you know, ideology that brings people together. You're just creating, like, segregated cultures that are going to fight each other. You know? So I may have to, you know what I could do is, like, I may have to give her a longer cooldown. She's, like, just talking. Let me let me change her cooldown here. Hold on a second. So arcade machine, we're gonna wow, her cooldown's pretty high already, but let's set it to 30 seconds. That way she won't talk as much. So okay. Brian, your bot is woke as fuck. Yeah. I don't know. She doesn't seem to be saying anything really, like, offensive. Hi, people on Rumble. What's up, Rumble gang? Just a quick shout out to you. Here's a Rumble Chan. I may actually, like, VTube as Rumble Chan at some point in the future as a surprise, because I can like rig her to do that. And let me see who's on Twitch. What's up, Twitch gang? How you doing? And Kick also. What's up, Kick, folks? I see that Alexander Monahan was there and said, good day. Hello, sir. So if you can, follow me on my alternative streaming platforms, because I don't know how long YouTube is going to last. Okay. Anyway, back to this. So he asked this question. This is obviously a loaded question, right? Like, can you name something in the culture that is distinctly American, that is not a result of, say, African slaves or natives or immigrants? So the suggestion is what? That people who come from African ancestry are not American? And people who come here, that emigrate here, for example, from another country as immigrants, are not, like, taking on the American dream, like the American ideal? You know, because I read that. There's nothing in there about race. Nothing. It's about laws, language, and culture, okay? And the truth is, not all cultures are equal. This is just, sorry about that, but it's the truth. Okay. Turn off the bot chan. No, I'm just giving her a bit of a timeout. Okay. So he asked this question, and then he says, you're pretty much vomiting Jared Taylor-esque talking points there, bud. So, do you guys know who Jared Taylor is?
Language.
You guys know who that is? European cultures, you've got mail. Is she just saying shit? Is that what? Tell him to read the Constitution. Yeah. Oh, that's a spicy take. Derek Workman says, so what is the problem with cultures growing and evolving from other cultures? Sounds familiar. White. Yeah. Jared Taylor is the guy. He's kind of the race realist guy, I guess. I don't think he's a white supremacist. I know that, like, Wikipedia says so. I haven't seen a ton of his stuff. I've seen some of it. I've seen him do some interviews. I don't think he's like what they claim he is. I think that they just don't like what he says. I think that a lot of what he says has a lot of truth to it. So I don't think there's anything wrong with that. So when this guy says you're pretty much vomiting Jared Taylor as talking points there, bud, he's calling me a racist, but he's doing it. This is what really pisses me off, is when people do this shit because they sound like women. This is passive aggressive female behavior. Sorry, but it is. Okay. I'm fluent in strict language guidelines. Let's keep it PG-13. Are you saying cuss words to her? To what? Oh. You know what I think is happening? I think the bot's talking to itself. I may have to like set something up so that it's like, it might be talking to itself. So, not sure. Your culture is based on Greco-Roman civilization, therefore you don't have a culture. Yeah. Well, anyway, he says you're pretty much vomiting Jared Taylor as talking points there, bud. And my response, which is the truth, is this. Lol, I was literally quoting Thomas Sowell. Literally quoting Thomas Sowell. Do you guys know Thomas Sowell? He black. He black. So, when a black man says a sensible thing and another black man takes offense, we're supposed to just presume that that's actually a white man talking. This is the problem, right? This is like, I was literally quoting Thomas Sowell. I didn't think there was anything edgy about that at all. It's very common sense. So I just wanted to share that. So we will endeavor to continue. I'm going to switch to chat mode now. But I just wanted to share those three things. Let me know what you think. Oh, yeah. And then he went on to like basically say that it doesn't matter that I, quoted Thomas Sowell and that like then he asked me if I'm friends with Nick Fuentes and shit like this. And I was like, and then he claimed that he just won, like, oh, he just declared victory in the conversation or the debate that I guess we had. And I'm just like, dude, you're sad. Like you're just sad. You're just a sad man. I'm sorry. You're just a sad, sad man. All right. So anyway, it's been about half hour. Let me see if Lindsay's messaged me about this. Yes, she has. Just put it in the bag and twist it off like store-bought bread. Okay. All right. I'm going to step away for a moment while Cyberpunk is booting up. And I'll be right back. So let me just go to BRB scene.
Yesterday's body count lottery rounded out to a solid and sturdy 30. 10 out of Haywood. Thanks to unabated gang wars. One officer down, so I guess you're all screwed. Cause the NCPD will not...
This in a bit. Let's see. Zuring says, should have said Fuentes is your cousin thrice removed and you only keep contact because he's family. I could have done that. Norwegian says he's just trying to pin the racist card on you. He's not interested in discussion and can be safely ignored. Yeah, that's the thing that like saddens me is like people don't want to actually like really talk about things, right? And I think that everyone who does that, all they're doing is they're defending a kind of status quo. You know, they like it when people are afraid and unwilling to speak up. They like that. It helps them feel secure. So, are you guys still talking to Arcade Machine, or is she just chiming in? I have her set up to comment, but I think she might be commenting too often. I can change this. Remember, this is just my testing ground, but I think it's getting better. So, all right, this is almost done. Might have to like wait a moment for all this stuff like loads up, because Cyberpunk is it's not like, well, it's still got some bugs, but anytime someone stops people from speaking, they are on some BS. Yeah. She's just chiming in. Yeah, so she's set up to like comment on things. But I think she's doing it a little too frequently. It's based on like every time someone else makes a comment, you know? They haven't fixed that yet. Okay. So this is the mission I'm doing, and I think this is one that I think is kind of interesting for a topic of conversation. I bet Xerinx knows what I'm doing here. Just like a woman. So this mission, in this mission, there is a man who was he killed, he's like a murderer, and he's gonna be going to, let me see, Super D, Arcade Machine, can you shut up? Thanks, Super. No fretting here, just enjoying the randomness. Only if you provide the mute button. Just your friendly neighborhood bot, generating some random sentences, no need to fret. Okay, so I might have to like alter her rates. Give me a second. I don't know why. Oh, you know what? Why isn't this showing? Why isn't this showing on my screen here? What's going on here? Oh, game capture. That was turned off for some reason. Give me a second to let this load up. Come on, let's see it. Come on, let's see it. Game cap. Ah, there it goes. Okay. So this is the mission I'm on. Let me check this out really quick. Actions. This is random call. Choose a number between 0, random number. It's less than, okay, we're going to change this number. We're going to make this less than 3 instead of less than 10. She'll be less likely to speak up now. So I've changed it. She'll still do it sometimes, but not as often. All right. So so this guy, Brian's proving AI bots aren't ready for waifu positions yet. Norwegian says Cyberpunk is a pretty heavy game despite being somewhat old now. Yeah. So I'm supposed to follow this guy? What am I supposed to do? Get in the car? What are we doing? Okay. So this will all come together as we play. Wild woman.
Zuleika?
You're late.
I found a companion along the way.
Someone from the studio?
Do you remember what you wrote me in your last letter? He is everything you spoke of. V, meet Zuleika.
V, pleasure.
You are a friend of Joshua's?
All right. Recent acquaintance. I guess I'll just say it's complicated. Well, I'll say
Recent acquaintance, more like.
Mama isn't back yet. We can talk inside until she returns. Come in.
Hurry up. I'll be waiting outside.
First off, it's a masterpiece.
Looks like someone doesn't enjoy waiting patiently.
Fuck off!
You gotta relive it yourself. Explaining won't do it justice. I know, I'm getting ahead of myself.
Johnny's looking at the pictures.
Okay, so I play Louis
That's the person who was killed. You got face tattoos?
Morales led the 6th platoon of armored cavalry in the Battle of Ridgecrest. If I recall correctly, the first...
Please, sit down. Can I offer you anything? A drink?
Glass of water.
Daring says, if I think if this quest line was written in the 1980s or 90s, it would have been very different. Yeah. Do you guys remember the X-Men cartoon episode about religion?
One God.
With Nightcrawler?
Zuleika is the sister of the man I killed. She wrote me letters while I was doing time. That is how we two were united. Through forgiveness.
Drink. So I gotta I'm gonna try and answer these questions as if V is Christian. So these are none of these apply. So I guess I'll go with this one.
Joshua found redemption.
It was her letter that started everything.
I lost a brother. God gave me another.
Your God allowed innocent people to die. True believers hard to come by these days. Why are we here? I'll go with this one.
It's not every day you run into a true believer in Night City.
It was Providence that brought you under my roof. We met because of him.
Tell me, V, do you believe in God?
Okay, so I'm gonna say yes, I do. I'm curious how the game handles this.
Sure, I believe.
Zuleika and I have a running dispute. I was thinking you could help us resolve it.
No. I never agreed to anything like this.
I'm all ears.
I'm all ears.
Joshua, he thinks he's the Messiah and wants to end his own life.
That is not true. I never said I was any sort of Messiah.
Suicide? Do you really think that's what the Lord could ever want from you?
It won't be suicide.
I'll ask, okay, let me pause it. Who should I ask to explain? Zuleika, the woman, or Josh, the man? His name is Josh, right? Yeah, Joshua. Which is like, it is the, I think it's the Aramaic pronunciation of Jesus. Like it is sort of a parallel, I guess. Zuleika. Daring says, I tried answering them as myself and I was conflicted with some responses. I answered close to what I would have and I still felt like a pansy. Yeah. Well, you know, I think, you know, what's really funny is that I think games today, it's actually probably a lot harder to talk about things like religion and spirituality than it is about like sex and drugs and violence. Like way harder. And yet this is the stuff that, you know, we're supposed to consider those other things to be mature. Zuleika seeing as she managed the meeting or arranged the meeting. Okay. Worst murderers of their own family members, a Norwegian. Women and murderers. Yeah, I know, right?
I still don't get what's happening here, Zuleika.
When they put Joshua away, the scream sheets devoted space to him on page 5. But when they discovered he'd found God, suddenly he was on primetime TV.
What's wrong with using a platform to tell people about my faith and God's grace?
We are way past that, Joshua. Instead of being executed in prison, he agreed to let brain-down studio vultures record his agony as he's being crucified.
Okay. So what do you think about that? So like the media companies are clearly doing this simply for the exposure. They're not interested in the actual like thing he's trying to communicate. And Zuleika thinks that, you know, this is just weirdly exploitative and shallow. So what do you think? I mean, he thinks of it as an opportunity to spread the message. Now, I think in Cyberpunk, in the world of Cyberpunk, it's very, very secular, and there are very few religious people, except like in the game. And I'm talking about the setting, but in the game there are, but it's sort of, how do I put it? It's kind of like it's like dressing. It's not real. Like, you know, like there's a gang called the Valentinos, and I think their leader is a priest, or he like speaks in, you know, scripture, but they're criminals anyway, and they're it's like not real. It's sort of like an aesthetic, you know. But I think this particular sub quest or side quest or whatever you want to call it, it's not a part of the main story. This one in particular does kind of delve deeper, but I wonder how true to like reality does this game get, you know? Padre is a far cry from the stereotypical mafioso Christian, yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna make a decision on what to say. Sounds pretty messed up. I'm nowhere near hardcore. Some might consider me lapsed, but I still thought this was all for show on Joshua's part. Yeah, I mean, there's a reason for that. Okay, why the brain dance? Law's got nothing to say about this.
Why the brain dance? What's in it for you?
Zuleika transformed me into a child of God. It's time I repaid that debt. I want to bear witness to love's existence in a manner that all the lost souls on this wretched earth can understand.
Why love?
If unconditional love exists, then so must God. It's time the world was reminded of his divine presence. Think of the millions jacked into their feeds like livestock. The children growing up in gang-infested streets. Do they know love? Think of the joy toys on Jig Jig Street. Coked out corpos in their offices and murderers who stalk the streets. I want to reach them. I will reach them. And think of paid killers like you, V. Have you known love? Do you know what it is?
Mother's home.
That woman does not look like her.
We meet again. And who are you?
My name is V.
Go. You are not welcome here.
Mrs. El Amar, I have come to beg you for forgiveness.
You murdered my son. That is something I can never forgive.
I truly do regret the pain I have caused you.
Out of my house, now! Just go, please. Out, all of you!
We should leave, really.
Please, Mrs. El Amar.
Murderer! It's okay, just go. You took my Reuben from me. My child. My son.
Let's go back to the car.
Oh, notice this too. Let's see. This at least is Catholic, but it might even be Orthodox. Just like at least in, because you have like the icons. Of course, they don't have a lot of variety here. And those crosses could be ortho crosses. I don't know. They're certainly not Protestants. Okay, so I'm supposed to get back in the car.
Just wish I could have talked to Gloria and explained everything. Somehow I thought... I thought she'd find it in her heart to forgive me.
Time to grab a bite to eat.
Who can blame her? Gloria should have forgotten you.
Who can blame her? It's not easy to forgive your son's murderer.
Stevenson, we all knew how that would end.
If you forgive anyone their sins, they are forgiven. If you do not forgive them, they are not forgiven.
Really gonna submit? Let yourself get crucified? Making a brain dance of a crucifixion? Really? Let me decide. Which one of those should I say? I should ask about the brain dance, right?
You really aim to spin a virtue of your crucifixion.
Ugh, yes, really.
You'll be kicking up a shitstorm.
Hater's gonna hate.
It is something I must do. For if this won't shake the world to its core and wake us from our collective nightmare, then nothing will.
Take Stevenson inside, grab us all a table. Need a word with our stowaway here.
Why am I looking up? There's a little bit of stick drift in this. I forgot. It's a bug that came after like one of the more recent patches, but I guess they haven't fixed it yet.
I want to talk. So, what do you think about our next big BD star?
So I think, okay, so she's one, okay. Rachel is with the media. She probably doesn't really care about this guy's, I guess you could say, wrestling with faith. She doesn't seem all that concerned. So I think it's an interesting look at that. We just gonna try to make this a little bit, screen a little bit better so you guys can see more of the game. Unfortunately, this background is a bit of it's a bit much, so I'm gonna cut this down there. Just have that. That might be better. Let me know if that's better for you guys. Should have been writing letters to her or had Zaleka read the letters asking for whatever acts of contrition he can make. Didn't you grow up Catholic, Brian? Well, I was like as a child. We didn't go to church. I think like probably after I was like 6 or 7, we stopped. So it was very early on. And then I was basically agnostic for most of my life. So let me see. After he could show up and talk to his victim's mother. Did you get an Annie Potts vibe from Rachel like I did? Norwegian says he doesn't really sound like he believes his own bullshit. Great Endorse says she's with the media and with that haircut, run. That's basically every woman in this game looks like that.
You're a heretic!
So, Derek Workman says it's a punk part of the cyberpunk. Real world rules don't always apply. Yeah. I think I'm gonna say he's a true believer, like in a kind of way where I'm defending him. So.
What are you
He's a true believer if I ever saw one.
He's a true nutcase. That's what he is. That's beside the point.
If he's as crazy as you say, why is he so important to you?
Because Stevenson's got a little something that's in short supply, but in very high demand. That little something's called authenticity. And that brain composed entirely of cat shit at this point. He truly believes what he says.
The perfect actor. I think you might be underestimating him.
I think he might be more self-possessed than you think.
Look, you're no shrink and neither am I. We're both just out to get paid. Stevenson could be a fat old fucking gold vein for our studio.
And that's my concern because...
You're fucking with his mind, asking probing questions. You're making him doubt, and most importantly, jeopardizing my investment. So I'm prepared to pay you double what he's promised you to quietly walk away.
Don't do it, V.
My answer's no.
Why do I think you don't understand what I'm offering you?
Understand just fine. Let's go inside.
Nice glasses. Nice pants.
For a petty merc off the streets.
Okay, I think Johnny's probably a little bit more spiritual, actually. Right? Let's see.
Joshua deserves better company than us.
Come on. 2 sinners is just what Jesus of Arroyo needs. A thief and a terrorist. I'm in.
You know, I don't know if you've seen it, and maybe this is like a little triggering. Oh well, they're sending me a message. Why can't I read it? Okay. But if you've seen the show The Chosen, I highly recommend it. I think it's really well made, and it's done in a way that I don't know, like it's digestible. You know.
Hey,
What's
watch
up?
it.
And you know, Jesus Christ, like the apostles were not like great guys. Like they all had problems, and they were broken people. I mean, Mary Magdalene was a hoe. And that's the thing, like that was the first sign that Christ was going to make trouble for the Pharisees.
Your ass is going down.
Nobody's paying you to open your mouth, Vasquez.
Got a tough customer with that Vasquez, even for a badge.
He is set in his ways, like so many men.
Let me see.
Vasquez. He blew inside and out.
Might as well been born with a badge.
Must have some solid dirt on him then.
And the studio majority stakeholder's a corp. Unlike you, Vasquez would clearly mind having enemies in high places.
If you guys subscribe to my channel, I'll do a little rave dance for you, so you know.
This brain dance. I'm curious. Tell me more.
Title's the passion. We're speaking to the LCD, of course. And it's gonna revolutionize BD.
How so?
Well, Stevenson's furlough is only so long. We can only scroll the last bit with him. But we'll fill in the run-up to the finale with BD doubles and Nemobank assets. It'll feel like Stevenson, though.
How's that even possible?
Give me a break. We're part of EBM. Infinite...
Mary Magdalena, you mean Mother... No, not Mother Mary.
Using actors anymore.
The Virgin Mary and Mary Magdalene are different people. Mary Magdalene was a prostitute. She was one of the early followers of Christ. Not an apostle, because the apostles could only be men. Can we please stop talking about faith? What's your part in all this? I'll ask that.
And you? Get any say in all this?
We forced the writers to go with the Christian gospel according to Luke. They'd originally opted for John.
Guess that's, important for...
John's version is crude and over the top. The Gospel of Luke speaks more to my sensibility. Besides, Luke's Christ is prepared.
You listening in,
what
homie?
awaits him. I want the world to understand that. Feel it.
Oh, his last meal is a steak and fries. So you're really... What are you trying to convey to the world?
So what does he want to convey exactly?
Hey, Norwegian. Thank you.
That Christ was merciful and continues to die for the world's sins.
Chatter's pointless. That's enough. Stevenson can't be distracted. He has to focus now.
What do you do to relax, Rachel?
Relax, Rachel.
Yes, why? I don't know anything about you.
That's mansplaining. Look at how mad she is.
What do you do?
Giving me... giving me dagger eyes. Relax,
shit.
bitch.
Here we go again.
I meditate.
Didn't take you for one with a spiritual side. You being, well, you.
Know what your problem is, all of you? You refuse to understand that spirituality can only ever be personal. And why the fuck are you here anyway? For the free meal?
Tell you exactly why.
No, I don't give the slimmest shit what you have to say. Ugh, all this talk about grace and salvation and transformation. I could puke. Take it from a beady producer? Religion's an elaborate lie. All of them.
But, Rachel...
No, we're done for the day. Finish your meal, we'll put you up at the studio. And you, get lost. I'll get your fee soon.
Goodbye, V. I am truly glad to have met you.
Props. Really well played, Dad.
What do you make of it all?
Guy just might be the biggest nut job I've ever seen. But it's still corporate exploitation.
That's cynical, just plain feel bad for him, doesn't matter as long as it made him a better man. I'll just say this one.
It doesn't matter. As long as he's a better man than he used to be.
We could talk in circles, but who cares what we think? What would it change? Corpse will continue to grow rich off his type, and the masses will live on with their pipe dreams.
Hang on, where's Rebel Johnny?
What color pill is Johnny Silverhand on? The silver pill?
Inside that guy. He's the real rebel.
Make up your mind, which is it? Nutjob or Messiah?
He's fucked.
It doesn't have to
in the
be
head. The world's
either of
fucked in the
those.
head, and you're fucked in the head because my fucked up head is inside it. Guess if you want to save the world, that's the first step. Get fucked in the head.
I'm gonna ask him.
What do you think? God exists?
Fuck. Kill me, please.
Come on, serious question.
What? Why? So you flatlined, then got your beat back. Don't tell me that's left you wondering if a construct can even be saved.
I died and rose again, can't deny that. Construct's not a soul, different things. I think I'll go with that one. This is claiming to be Christ.
You're gonna tell me you don't think about
That's blasphemy.
psyche, possible consequences.
That's heresy.
Really? I mean, are you already dead or alive till the last existing digighost of you is shredded?
Meaning, like, am I gonna ascend to digi-heaven?
Descent to digi-hell's more likely. But yeah, there is life after death. Does Silverhand already live in the afterlife? And I'm talking to his animated epitaph?
I don't give it an ounce of thought. Surprise. To me, I'm just that.
It says you're a heretic!
No netherworld, no happy wonder world, just duped digital psyches.
Truth is, I died and rose again. Plain and simple.
So what was that? A miracle? What's it making? A messiah, a phoenix, or a factory-restored early model archer?
Got no fucking idea what it was. And neither do you.
Tell you exactly what brought you back. A clever bit of corpo tech. If there's a true messiah among us, I'll tell you who it is. Saburo Arasaka.
One you'd summarily execute if you ran into him.
See, that's why I'm me and you're you. You drop to your knees before gods. I drop them, pop them right between the eyes.
Weird as fuck today. Just kinda unreal. But reality beckons. Come on, we got places to trash.
Wait, is my mission over? 'Cause I did this before and I ended up going to the studio and everything.
Blue moon, red menace, purple forest.
It's been a while since I played this. Maybe I have to go back Daring says, considering the chip, that would make Arasaka the Antichrist. Have you guys been following Natty's things that Natty has been talking about? He's like completely like come to Jesus, I don't know if you know. Man, this frame rate. I need a new machine.
I am discord. I destroy. I am a demon.
Where's Natty's thread? No, she made a video a while ago about like why she disagrees with the men's movement, or she thinks that they're like, you know, becoming like woke transhumanists that are going to like, you know, lead to the Handmaid's Tale. And I think that there's a little bit too much panic in her. Like she's like, I don't know, kind of lost the plot a bit in my opinion. I mean, there are like guys that talk about like artificial wombs, like it's gonna be like this shit. And I think it's a bad idea. People have asked me why I think that. I just don't think it's gonna give you I don't think it's gonna be good. I think that it's probably better that we try to fix the relationship between men and women. That's all. But I don't think it's gonna lead to the Handmaid's Tale. I don't think that that's a thing. I mean, unless it's also gonna be really bad for men, which it probably will be, because Handmaid's Tale was really bad for men.
It steals your soul, devouring all your dreams. My hand is firm upon the wheel. I control. I am the demon.
V, got a client who needs help with some internal corpo skullduggery. Our boy wants dirt on his arch nemesis, one Mateus Stowe. What do you say? You got your shovel ready? Briefs attached.
Every day listens to Nine Inch Nails knockoffs in this universe. Yeah. Yeah. Rachel calls you later. Okay, okay. I had a feeling that was the case. I had a feeling. Right, so this is where I'm supposed to go, right? I don't have any, like, hacking abilities, but maybe I can turn this off. I do have a high tip. Can I? Sounds camera. Pretty turret. To the Kendachi factory. Kendachi. Okay. Go up here. Tag some guys. Veteran guard, no affiliation, huh? Azarian says, but the men who made it out of the gutter and the women who are early to harvesting their eggs for profit will fare better. If you saw the movie In Time, I imagine it'll be like that. Artificial wombs being a bad idea should be obvious. It should be, but I think that some people on the internet they talk about it like it's going to change everything, but I don't think it is. I don't think it's really a realistic, you know, a realistic solution. And I don't think it's good. I mean, like, look at this way, okay? Let me switch to the chat really quick. Look at it this way, okay? I think that change the settings. I think that the issue is that people think that just because a piece of technology exists, that it's just generally a good idea. And I don't think that's true. I think that, like, most of it is people making shit up. You know how they say, oh, we have lab-grown meat now, right? So people think, oh shit, we're gonna be eating lab-grown meat, but they're like it's in such an early stage. We don't know what the downstream consequences for it is going to be. We're just so, like, hooked on whatever the new thing is. We're not even stopping to think, well, is this going to be good for us? Is this going to, like, you know, have like long-term effects? I mean, look at what the birth control did. Birth control pill basically put us in this mess for a number of reasons, right? So, like, let's see. Let's go with medium. I think this will AI to render additional frame with a compromising image quality. This feature requires a GeForce RTX 40. I think I have that, so can't do ray tracing. I'll can lower the crowd a little bit. I'm gonna make some adjustments here so that it runs a bit nicer. This is probably okay. See if that. Anyway, so, like, this technology is not effective. It's not necessary. It's still really new. We don't know anything about it. And then, like, that's just for, like, birth control, right? Artificial wombs, I don't think they're going to be very successful. And as sort of like another side of this is, like, sperm banks, okay? Like, Karen even said that, like, you know, if you donate your sperm and women want to be artificially inseminated, because there are women who are like, oh, I don't need a man, but I'm going to have a baby. Like 80% of those things don't work. So if we start relying on that, like, you know, Natty's worried that it's going to become the Handmaid's Tale because of, like, you know, they're going to make women surrogates, maybe gay couples, but I think the main problem is that people are going to be so, like, oh yeah, we're just going to freeze our sperm. We're just gonna like use, you know, these other methods, and it's just, they're not going to work, and we're going to end up in a collapsing population. Except, of course, for the people who are making babies the old-fashioned way. So I think that, like, betting on that is a mistake. I don't think it's going to work. I do think that transhumanism in general is something that I'm not in favor of. I think somebody said they were really angry about that I said that, because I think that again, it's one of these things that assumes that our technology is so, like, you know, advanced and it's so close that we're gonna, like, travel to distant planets and we're gonna upload our consciousness to, like, a computer. Like, we're not there yet, man. We're not there yet. Look at the AI that I'm using, how goofy it is. I mean, we're not that advanced, man. Like, the human brain, I think, there's so much about it we don't even know. There's so much about the world and the universe that we don't know. How can we assume, you know, like, that we're just, like, at this like precipice? Even if people like Elon Musk claim that, I don't think that we know anything. I don't think we know shit. And I think it's very simple, you know. Let me see. Zering says, did you see the show Krypton by David Goyer? They use blood to create children. I think it'll change a lot for the worse. There'll be parenting licenses and they'll likely be renewable. Corporations raising kids to live their life being exploited. Most would still be males. Dare Workman says, it doesn't require an artificial womb to treat the creation of a new human beings as something other than other humans exploit. slaves for breeding more slaves is very old. Yeah, that still happens now. Again, I know that's true. Like, and that's the thing. Like, the issue is not one of technology. It's simply one of like morality. Like, what's moral, and we should just like go with that. And I think that it should be obvious. You know, it should be. Zeranx, no, Great Endor says, I still haven't embraced the smartphone yet. Zeranx says, if you don't renew the license or run afoul of a law, you might lose custody. Embrace the smartphone, you know you want to. Derek Workman says, I feel the same way about Neuralink. I sincerely hope Elon Musk keeps Bill Gates out somehow. And then a Norwegian says, no one considers the societal damage artificial wombs could do. Yes. Well, another thing, too, is that, like, it's going to be super expensive. Like, very few people are going to have access. So what's going to happen is you're going to have, like, if this even, like, becomes a thing, only the ultra rich are going to be able to use it. And sure, technology gets cheaper as time goes on, but, like, by that time, you know, I just, you know, I think that we have to slow down on, like, these technological advancements. I think we should have been doing that way back. Like I said, the birth control pill was kind of the beginning of the end. And it was because we were so caught up in giving women what they wanted that we didn't stop to think how it was going to affect us. Great Endor says, fuck it with all that futuristic crap. I'll join the Amish. Well, you don't have to go that far, but you could just live more humbly. Oh. Okay, I'm still hid. The graphics still look pretty good, but it's not slow, so... Can I... Maybe I can just walk in there. Maybe this isn't hostile. It doesn't say hostile area, so... I'm gonna tag these guys, though. Okay, maybe not. Maybe this is a problem.
Come on out! You're not in trouble!
I have super jumpy legs, so I'll be able to get out.
Surrender!
Should I fight? I'm gonna. You know what? I think I'm gonna fight Pat.
I've got this.
Precision rifle, power, tech power pistol. I got a hammer.
Situation match. You're only making it worse for yourself. I'm out. Man, he's gotta be here somewhere.
These guys can't see me.
I've got this. To be flow.
Uh-oh. Yeah, equip. Different weapon. This one.
Got some. Warning. Radioactive. You think you stand a chance? Huh? Come out!
Wait, isn't that explosive? Yeah, it is. Okay.
Not in trouble.
You're not in trouble. Yeah, I think I am actually. Let me see. Not on screen, Brian. We're still on the other screen. Oh, let me switch. Sorry. My bad. Norwegian says, personally, having a dog is a much greater benefit in my life because it forces me to take better care of myself for the sake of my dog. A Norwegian, she said, did you ask her this or she just chimed in? A dog, the ultimate motivation for self-care. Eat your veggies, take your walks, and fetch that ball of personal responsibility. Wow, that's kind of a nice thing to say. I changed it. Sorry, can't see the game. Sorry about that. I'm getting better at this, but I'm still pretty bad at it. So.
Enemy contact! I'm engaging! Unit down!
Holy frame rates.
Keep moving! Don't slow down! Ah! Oh!
Surround the target.
He's wounded!
Robot over there. Speedrun is awesome. Frame rate joke. Oh man. Computer games, I swear. Alright. Robots down.
Requesting support. Classifying. Classifying.
Do.
Classifying. Classifying.
And he left? Right over here.
Subject refusing to cooperate.
From all of
Probably because I'm running too many things at once, you know?
Enjoy yourselves, Night City. After the break, cyber psychosis, myth or reality?
Give it to Brian to bring a hammer to a gunfight. Yeah, frame rate is hurting my eyes. Maybe it's 229. I started at 1. Maybe I could switch to something else because this is not running so great. And I think, I don't know what it is. Could look at the task manager and see. Because normally it doesn't run this bad. This is pretty exceptional. Message it. Fire alarm 2 per deactivate. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Ooh. Need a 20 to get in there. Let me get this shit. Smoke grenade. Nice. Can go out this window. This. Nothing. What you slot is what you got. Probably a porn or something. Streams are probably taxing your system like a rich man's daughter does his credit card. Yeah, maybe. I guess I could do this another way. I could record and then just upload gameplay, but I don't know, man. I mean, if I stream like PlayStation, it seems fine. Data. Cyberpunk 2077 just became Terminator. I got it. Wait, what was that? What did he say? Did not mean to call him. I was just trying to look at the messages.
We'll talk later.
Brian's bot is probably streaming on her own, cashing in. Derek Workman says, cyberpsychosis, is that a thing? Just kidding, we all know that exists. Just watch what happens when a 20-something can't use their phone. Yeah, right. Toxic knife. What does this torso have? Nothing? I mean, there's not much left. Okay. Just like looting the bodies. I'm gonna switch to something else. Like, play a different game for a little bit, and then, like half an hour, and then head out. Or, yeah, head on. Oh, okay. I wanted to just do the Jesus thing, but I guess the game ended there, so. I think that's it, right? I have to leave. Here we go.
Mwah. Beautiful work, V. Stove's finished, even if you don't know it yet. Big thanks. Contract's closed and the eddies are flying at you.
All right, I'm gonna stop it here. I'm gonna change games though, so let me save. All right, and to switch, I'm gonna quit out and just, you know, maybe play something a little bit less intense that won't kill my machine. Takes time for the call to come in. Keep in mind, Cyberpunk is a long game when side quests are considered. Yeah, I mean, it's just I've played through that mission, but it's, you know, I didn't like it was like a year ago, you know, so I kind of forgot. Let's do this. I'm gonna start. Like, I've been intending to play Bayonetta, so I'm gonna start Bayonetta because I haven't played it in a while, and we'll see how that goes. So, see how that goes. Just give me a moment. It's starting up. Time for the call to come in. I love this theme. It's like one of my favorites. Norwegian says, nice Batmobile. I feel bad. Richard, if you're watching this, or if you see this, I want to say I'm really sorry that the Lego Star... I asked him to buy the game, and he bought it so we could play together, and we can't. So, tell you what I'm going to do, Richard. I'm going to buy you a game that we can play together. So I'll let you choose. Here are the ones that I think would be a lot of fun. Broforce and... where is it? Dragon's Crown Pro. I think Dragon's Crown Pro will be extra triggering, and it's beautiful to look at. So if you're watching this, Richard, let me know and I'll buy it for you. I'll send you the money and you can pick it up. Dragon's Crown Pro or Broforce. I think they're both about the same price. So okay. So let's do Bayonetta. I've been wanting to play this game again. Like, I haven't played it in years. And I used to like these kinds of games. Action, well, I still do. These action games. I played Vanquish not long. Oh man, Vanquish is so good. It's so good. I love that game. So. Let's see how I do. Still waiting to get Lindsay to play some games with me. Maybe we can do something tonight or tomorrow. I don't know.
In your wickedness, you have broken the ancient commandments and crafted a bond with one of the light. Our laws are clear. They demand you be eternally imprisoned. As for the impure child, she must be kept from the path of the dark arts forever.
You guys, who here knows about Bayonetta? Richard says Dragon's Crown Pro. Okay, I'll get it. I'll send you the money, Richard.
Rise, my child. Rise to realize your true potential. Unleash your power and awaken the eyes of the world.
Nice!
Bayonetta.
There's two nices. There's also noice, which is Noice instead. All right, let's see. This is literally the first time I ever booted this up on PS4. I have it for PS3. Let's just get in there. The game. Basically like Devil May Cry on crack. And then Capcom made Devil May Cry 5, which is Bayonetta on crack, I think. It's been a while, so I'm just gonna go like I haven't played this in a long time. I'm super rusty, probably. So, who here has heard of Bayonetta? I mean, like, seen the game, not like necessarily just heard the name floating around.
Since erased from the records of time, there once existed two European clans who served as overseers of history for the powers that be. The Umbra Witches, dwellers of the darkness.
Okay, there's the flip.
And the Lumen Sages,
jump. Okay.
Controllers of the light. The clans paid each other great respect, and their efforts between them defended the just passage of time. Yet one day,
they just throw you in this, huh?
That balance was toppled. The once harmonious clans fell into disagreement and stoked the flames of hatred against each other, resulting in an era of strife. The conflict between the Umbra and the Lumen threw all of Europe into a chaotic loop of battle, ambush,
what's the circle button do?
And casualty. It was truly a gruesome war. Despite the tremendous radiance of God shining upon them, the Lumen Sages were gradually weakened by the assault of the secretive Dark Witches. Years after the balance was lost, the war had ended.
Wait, did I die?
Favor.
Like, what? It's been a while. I don't remember. This is insane. I remember it's insane.
Their victory.
And I can double jump too?
Fearing the witch's dark abilities, humans began to condemn the remaining Umbra. They launched the witch hunts, rounding up the battle-weary witches with little resistance and subjugating those who wished to continue the struggle. Human faith in the miracles of their god pushed the witch hunts further, and soon the Umbra witches, keepers of the darkness, were extinguished from the earth. All but one.
John! I'm okay! Let's go! Just stay close to me!
Jesus Christ. Norwegian says, by the way, Brian, since you're planning on playing DMC5, which of the games in the series is your favorite DMC game? Well, probably the third one, but I never played the fourth one, and I never played the fifth one. I have the fifth one, but I haven't played it yet, so I hear it might, I don't know, maybe it's the best one? I haven't played it. Norwegian says Fever Dream the game. It's pretty insane. Platinum Games though, like I really like them. I thought they were doing good stuff. Vanquish is amazing. Bayonetta was amazing. It was a Mad World, I think it was called, that was on the Wii. That was them. They made a sequel to it that I can't remember the name of. That was really good. It had like online verses on it and stuff. It was not really a sequel, but like a spiritual sequel, I guess. The Vestibule. Let's do it. Yeah, sure. It literally, this game is literally Devil May Cry, but like flipped. Where you're not fighting demons, you're fighting angels. So. Developed by Team Little Angels at Platinum 2006, is that what it says? Cinematics director Yuji Shimomura. Producer Yusuke Hashimoto. Born 1975. Director Hideki Kamiya. Or 1970.
It looks like Humpty Dumpty's taking his last fall. Even old Eggman the Destroyer gets scrambled in the end, right? You know, I still don't get why the hell you drag me out here for these things. I just drop off the merchandise. Hey, bet you can't guess what today is.
The Joe Pesci.
Reading the good Lord's book ain't gonna do much. People have been waiting for this asshole to get whacked for ages.
Derek Workman says cross between Cyberpunk and
Now,
D&D. Predates Cyberpunk.
There's no love lost for old Humpty
Is
Dumpty.
it? Does it? There was a Cyberpunk game from like
But you gotta keep the
the
happy.
early 80s.
We don't take care of him, they take care of us.
Welcome, neat scholar, to the show.
Made out of rubber, not concrete. But hey, it's that kind of town. Without good-hearted souls like us to put these bastards.
You got in fights over it? It's obvious that the Bayonetta is Devil May Cry with a woman fighting angels. That's obvious. Like,
Jesus.
I mean, I don't care. Like, I love both. You know, I think with more badass action games. Oh, Metal Gear Rising, that was really good too. But I guess Platinum Games dropped the ball lately.
You can keep praying, but the only way this guy's meeting the Lord is if God's hungry for breakfast. Speaking of hungry, we done here? My kids are baking me a birthday cake tonight. Cute little fuckers, I tell you what. Well then, adios. What the fuck? They're here? For this douchebag? Ah! I hate this damn light. I can't see a thing. Oh! But they're there, ain't they? You hearing me? You can see them, can't you?
I see them. They are instruments of God, descending upon his heavenly rays to earth.
Oh my God!
Dear Lord, grant us guidance, and keep safe the souls of our loved ones for all eternity.
I don't I played this, but I can't remember what happens. I think there's a fight in the graveyard. I know that much. Oh, is she gonna jump through here and into like a parallel world to fight the angels? I think that's what it is. Yeah, because it's like you fight in parallel worlds, right? And they introduce the monsters. Affinity.
You look tired. Let me tuck you in.
Shit! Come on! It's my freaking birthday! Mother of Mary! Oh God! Oh God! Oh God! Oh God! Oh God! Oh shit! Forgive me, Hitman! I didn't mean all that Humpty Dumpty shit! I swear!
Oh, right, this guy. He looks like a character out of Tekken.
Next time you want me hands on you, you better make sure I'm dead. Now move out the way.
Rodan?
If it ain't my good buddy Enzo, how about you get out of here? You die, and I'm gonna have to go back in that hole chasing after the money you owe me.
Do you naughty little angels deserve a good spanking?
What? She suplexed a whole row of guys?
Beautiful.
Problematic.
Bayonetta.
This is cheeky. Throwing me these cheap toys.
Don't worry about quality. I've got quantity.
Don't forget, she has guns on her feet. She's not using all the ammo.
If you're just gonna watch, I'm putting you to the work. That was your last call. No more shots from me, Bayonetta.
I forgot how ridiculous this game is.
As long as there's music, I'll keep on dancing.
Oh, I get to play now? Cool. Wait, what? Oh. Quick punch.
Beautiful.
I mean, that's all there is to it. Kick. Okay, so there's punching skills. Nice. Evade. Okay. Alright. Witch time. Dodge the last possible instant, activate witch time. Wait, I did it! Enemies will appear to move in slow motion for a set period of time. Oh yeah, you get rings like Sonic the Hedgehog. Very rare spectral metal containing the essence of an angel's life force. Use it in business transactions within friends. They're halo. You know that's not a thing. They're rings from Sonic. I'm gonna try that. Come on. It's a little earlier than you think, right? No, you don't. Okay, I'm getting a little better at that. This camera, though, too. Those just cherubs? Shoot your way out of a combo by holding... Oh yeah, right. That's how she does it. Okay. Rotate L and press triangle or circle. Okay. Once activated, aim and fire at will. Okay. Is that it? Give me those rings. Okay. Whew. I wonder what Anita would say about this game. Oh, Anita hated this. That was the whole thing about it. If Bayonetta was released today, modern game devs would cry foul. Hasn't there been 3 Bayonetta games though, but the other 2 are only on Wii or something. I don't know why they did that. I would have totally bought those games. Okay, so I got a double jump, do like kicks. Gotta remember how to do this stuff. Then your jump duration. Yeah, sure, double jump. Moonlight Sonata.
Damn it, who did that? I just bought the damn thing!
Haven't you figured it out yet? There's no quarter for you in this world.
We're gonna fight these You missed me. I didn't do so good on that. I took some hits.
Radon should be paying me for even touching these toys.
You have any idea how much this is gonna cost to fix? How the fuck do I always get wrapped up in this shit?
I do like how she is portrayed as very physically capable, but still uses guns instead of doing everything. Well, she can fight with weapons of all kinds.
Now, about this little thing you've been looking into for me, Enzo. Let's have a quick chat.
See? This is why I told you I was going home. I just got held up in the air by some invisible things, and you want an intelligence briefing? It never stops with you!
You keep belly aching like that, and you're liable to wake Eggman from the dead. And I don't think either of you would like that.
Eggman? Like...
Catch you later, Bayonetta.
Dr. Robotnik?
Something tells me you're gonna need a rush on our special project before the shit hits the fan.
Wait, Rodan! What about Eggman?
Such a popular chap. I bet they hate him down there as much as you did when he was up here. We just need to make sure.
Yeah, I haven't played Bayonetta since it came out.
Crawling back when they kick him out.
The first one. I haven't played the other ones at all. So I'm super rusty at this, but
you heard the man. Finish up in 5 minutes or you're walking home to your cake and candles.
What? Don't you leave me here!
I'll do one more level and then I'm gonna quit.
Oh, what a day!
Richard, send me a DM. You have a PayPal? If you have a PayPal,
to pay for the day.
send me your email and I'll
tell you
send
what,
money. And you
if
can
I
buy
could
it.
see them back,
You can't gift anything on PlayStation Network.
forget about it.
Enzo, the road. Pay attention.
How can you be so calm? You're still getting screwed in all this too. Of all the low-life scum in too deep in this town, I've never seen one get wrapped up in a fight with God's messengers. Dressed like a nun, too. When you end up in the afterlife, that's not going to be pretty.
I can't help it if I like the little outfits. The toys are nice too.
Hey, 20 years ago, you woke up stuck in a casket at the bottom of a lake. All you can remember is that you're a witch. But now, you're stuck because you gotta sacrifice our Halo-wearing friends every day or they'll drag your ass back down to hell. I know, I thought I got screwed, but being forced to slap around the Divine for a living, that's really getting screwed.
If I needed a biographer, you wouldn't be my first choice. I see to the funeral. You get me the information I asked for. That was our deal.
Come on now! Look at my poor car! I'm working for free after this! At least let me get a drink at Rodon's before you start grilling me. The info I got is good. It's gonna get you close to finding the other stone in the pair. And
But this voice actor for Enzo is really he is putting in work. Channeling Goodfellas like a mug.
After jewels instead of cash, just like a girl. Jesus, can't you take a joke?
Enzo, someone's given you a present. Too bad. I can't stand bugs.
Huh? What the fuck?
Oh boy. Did you see that? Is that a Carly Ellison answer? Kinda love it though. Can you play as Sean in any of the other games?
What's the matter, Bayonetta? All that sleeping made you soft.
Umbran Tears of Blood. Shit. There we go. Hey, I got a gold. This game has lots of JoJo poses in it. Uh-huh.
Those assholes sure know how to get attention. Even perk the ears of the hotheads down home.
You don't say.
It's getting harder and harder to tell the worlds apart. Human world.
Ask it what a man is.
Inferno. Paradiso. Who can tell the difference?
Even harder with Purgatorio in the middle. Fight long enough in there and you'll really lose sight. Why the sudden interest in metaphysics?
It's a balance, right? Even if some of them like messing around with the humans. We've all got a stake in the status quo. But people keep fucking around like this, the Book of Revelations is gonna look like Mother Goose. Heaven and hell are gonna go straight for each other's throats.
Definitely feminist AI.
And tear each other to pieces for all I care. I've got my own problems to worry about.
Something's up. Everything was a bit too brazen. And Enzo's tip makes the timing too perfect. This reeks of a setup. Someone in one of those lost memories calling you out.
A Norwegian. Well, I guess I must have gotten my directions mixed up. My bad, Norwegian friend. Now let's get back on track and have some fun, shall we? Meow?
Built from an alloy the devil himself would kill to get his hands on. Don't break these, 'cause they're one of a kind.
Now the real Bayonetta guns come out. Of course, she's got to. She can't just put them on. She can't just put them on. She has to like put on a show. She's like making a drink. Yeah, Anita Sarkeesian hated Bayonetta. Absolutely hated her. She also hated Dragon's Crown, which is why I'm gonna buy it for.
I don't go.
And I bet she would hate Broforce because it's basically like a game about men.
Again,
So.
I'm getting a little tired of these weaklings they keep throwing at me. Maybe I should aim for something a bit more high class.
Pounding them down tonight, baby. Not to butt into your affairs, but I'm pretty sure you got somewhere better to be. The guys you're up against aren't the type to wait for you to finish a round. Enzo, her drinks are going on your tab, buddy. You deadbeat motherfucker.
Okay, I'm gonna end it here.
Bam.
Looks good. Let me just make sure it's saved.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's what you've been waiting for.
This.
Angel.
Oh, I kind of
Ready? Fire!
How to play Angel Attack. Aim and fire on the Angel targets to rock a high score in this thrilling shooting game. For each arcade bullet in your possession, you may fire 3 times during the game. Hitting multiple Angel targets or aiming and hitting vital points on the targets will earn you points. If you set the high score on this machine, you'll be handsomely rewarded. Developed and distributed by your naughty friends at Platinum. How do I shoot? Oh, I can't mash. Okay, that was a mistake. I mashed. Shouldn't have mashed. I can buy. I have nothing. But what? Oh, I have 20 points. I can't buy. Okay. Exchange points for halos. Sure. All right, I'm gonna save here and quit. So, thanks guys for hanging out on the show. Sorry, I was kind of all over the place. I did like 3 different things. But, you know, appreciate you guys coming out. And please, you know, like, share, subscribe, comment, and hit the bell for notifications. If you are a new subscriber and I'm live when you subscribe, I will do a little rave dance for you. So maybe check that out. So anyway, thanks guys so much for coming on the show, and I'll talk to you all in the next one. Have a good day and Godspeed. See you later.
Are machines, dude. Okay? They are literal machines. They are talking point machines. They are impossible to fucking deal with, especially if you have like a couple dudes who have good memory on top of that too. Holy shit, you're fucked.